Hello everyone, I'm Psychotic and that's also my screen name. Today we are here checking out a game called Omega Crafter. It's a new up-and-coming survival game with a twist. So you get little friends to help you out around the base, much like Pal World that just came out, or Medieval Dynasty with the villagers. The big change here is that you can actually program your little helpers to do specifically what you want. Now, we can kind of look at that two different ways. We can look at that as the developers are being lazy and they don't want to have to code the helpers. Or we can look at that the positive way, which is what I'm choosing to do, and say that that way it's actually pretty awesome, because that way, if your pathing is bad or your crafting is bad, you can actually fix it. So that's super exciting. But I thought that we would check this out. Right now, it is just a demo. It comes out at the end of March. On Steam. You can wishlist it now, but the demo is free to play and it's actually available now. So if you like what you see, you can go ahead and check it out. But if you learn anything useful today, or if you have a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, let's go ahead and launch into it. So there's a very basic character creation here. You can choose a name, you can choose hair type, hair color. You can name your buddy, you can change your buddy's color. The scroll speed is awful, but that's alright. Several different eye colors, accent colors. You can change the accent color on your armor. You can give yourself fancy hats on your buddy. So just a little bit of basic stuff there, but we're going to go ahead and launch into one that I've already started. Alright, here we are. I was checking out their building. You can't do a lot with the colors yet, so you're kind of limited on that respect. Now, your little town, you get a little guy that you can put up that gives you a town to start, so we can only build stuff for these guys to do on this stone ground, but we can add stone ground for the cheap price of a single wood. Just like that. And then you can grow your own trees, but to do that, you have to actually add a garden on parts that are already base. Like, I can't put one out here. But that's alright. We'll make this a little bit bigger to get some more wood faster. Now we've got a guy here programmed just to plant trees. We have a guy here programmed to chop trees and bring the wood over here. And then we've got, these guys are programmed to make different things. He makes planks, he takes wood from here, makes the plank there, drops the plank off here. We've got a couple of guys here for cooking. There are only currently 3 recipes in the game. So we put our meat in here, we put our mushrooms in here, we put our berries in here, and they all deliver the food once it's cooked over here. You can see we've got some there. But, and then we've got our main little guy that follows us around. I named him Wiggles, because why not? And he is independently programmable from these guys. So if we come over here, this is their programming function, and it looks like a lot, and it is a lot. I kind of wish that we were allowed to use specifically code, but I'll take it. It works. And you can do customs, but you can also do templates, which is really nice. So you can have them automatically craft a recipe, which is what this is. So we have him take wood from arrow wood. At processing table 3, he crafts it into arrows, and then he puts it into a chest called arrows. This guy is doing bark. Well, would be doing bark. So these, the one downside to these when they're crafting is the multi-chest like this, where you have multiple options. You notice these can only take one type of item. They will only take from the first slot. So these that are single type items, and you can see when you go to build them, there's a single container and a multi-chest. The single containers are what you want them to pull out of so that you can guarantee what they're pulling. And then the multi-chests are what you're going to use when they place them for you. And then there's a crafting table here. So they can make all kinds of stuff for you. I've got him planting tree seeds. And then the building is pretty basic. You just get your normal stuff. You can rotate it. The exception is there are states for things like doors, but there are also states for things like walls. So you can have a wall that opens like a door. And if you notice, I don't have any flooring right here, and that's because the floors work like elevators. So we can come on up here to our second floor, which is super cool. I am very, very happy about that. And then we just hide it like that. Campfires where you sleep for now. There's not a terrible lot because it is just a demo. Now, to get more of these guys, you would come over here and you can craft them with these bug fragments. I have a lot. I have a lot. And then each one is independently programmable. Now, I currently have him programmed to look for trees and attack them until broken. So he'll come over here to this tree and he'll start hitting it with his axe. And he does... Oh, after I turn him on. And he does quite a bit more damage than I do. I mean, he's hitting for 30s and I'm only hitting for 11s. Which is super nice. And he'll just go to town until I turn him off again. Like so. Alright, we seriously stop. And the bug fragments you can get either by finding glowies on the ground. Now, even when they're in... Oh, okay, so these shinies are your bug bits. Bug fragments. So we just got 3 out of that. There's another 3. And they're just scattered at random. The bows work a lot like Valheim, where you do kind of have to aim a bit higher than what you want to hit. But you get the knack of it pretty quick. The dodge roll is in a very awkward location. Clicking your middle scroll button on your mouse is actually how you dodge roll. Now, there are a couple of places that you can get these bug fragments. Like I said, the shinies on the ground, but you can also get them from the towers. Now, there's another item that you get from the towers, the ceilings of the meadow, and I'm pretty sure that it's got kind of a Valheim feature there, where to summon your boss, you're going to have some of those meadow pieces. Okay, so there's a tower. You can see it off in the distance there. So the towers have a spawner at the top and a chest. The chest usually has some of the rarer materials. You have to find mushrooms to get limestone. That took me a little bit to figure out. I don't know why they chose mushrooms to hold limestone, but they did. And all of these towers seem to be more or less the same. There is a spawner at the top that will spawn wolves, mushrooms, and I think that's it. Wolves and mushrooms. So we'll head on up and we'll clear this tower. It can get a little dicey up there. Got a white wolf, which is the upgraded version. Now I'm going to go and take out the spawner first. And you can get a little lucky if you keep the spawner between you and them. Whoa. They will actually damage it for you as well. And then over here we should have... Yep, there's another one. Ceiling of the meadow. Alright, well it said a full stack is 5 and we have 5, so we should be in business for the boss fight, whatever it is. Now when you do level, if you hit T, there's a level page for your buddy and a level page for you, and they've got all kinds of cool stuff. Decrease your dodge cost, you can get stamina recovery, you can run better, you can get a double jump. You can increase your damage, you can increase how high you jump, your defense, your health, more inventory slots, and fall damage reduction. And over here, this one's probably my favorite. They recover 3% of their hit point for each enemy killed nearby. And then you have explosion. I probably won't put points into because it will kill them. But HP, defense, attack, quite a bit of stuff going on. We're going to see if we can negate fall damage by doing a double jump, and we cannot. That is good to know. Double jumping right before you hit the ground does not negate fall damage. Alright, here we are back at home. And we can see they're going to town on the trees, which is really nice. Gonna get us some extra wood that way. So we can go ahead and showcase how the crafting works. So if we put our berries in the first slot here, he'll start cooking the berries. This one is mushrooms. And this one is meats. So they will go and grab their stuff, they will take it to the cooking station, they will cook it, and then they will take it over here when it is done. So let's go ahead and build a new one, just to show how it works. Alright, so we've got a new station. Do we have a free person? We do. We have a free person here. We could summon another one. We just got a bunch off that boss. Ooh, we can start a second base after having beat that boss. Excellent. That's even more exciting. Okay, so we are definitely going to want to put a depository in. A place for them to grab from, and then we can have them deliver to that multi-chest. Or we can put in another multi-chest over here, which isn't a terrible idea, and have them do it that way. So we're going to take number 7 over here. What do we want him to make? What can we craft out of this that we actually need? You know what? We'll have him do arrows. We already have 2 doing arrows, but we'll have him do arrows too. Because, I mean, we went through quite a bit in that boss fight, so... You equip stuff by dropping it over here. Now, at night, it's very, very dark. This light ring basically gives you a permatorch, which is nice. I built a bunch of these planks thinking that it would be used to build a lot of things, and it's really not yet. I'm sure it will be later. But let's go ahead and get this guy started for arrows. So we already have Arrow Crafter 1. Let's make Arrow Crafter 2. So we're going to change his name. Hit it again to solidify it, and then we can change his color. So let's see, let's make him yellow. Why not? Well, we'll give him a funky little hat too, just cuz. So we could go over here and load a 1 craft recipe, which will allow us to grab our new processing table. And then it's going to ask where the wood's going to come from, so we're going to say there. And then where the arrows are going to go, and we'll say there. So now, if we hit play, he's going to go over here and tell us that he doesn't have any wood. But if we put some wood in here for him, he's going to go through his whole loop. And then once he comes back over here, he should grab the wood and start to craft the arrows. There he goes. Boy, they're just going to town, aren't they? And then when his arrows are done, he's going to take them over to the required chest. And then he will begin the loop again. So like here, I guess we already had an arrow crafter too. And you have 3 pages for each of these guys that you can deal with. And one of the things that I was doing was I was experimenting with our own. I have some customs here. I have a mine and collect. And I had a chop and collect. I had added a collect option to this. So if we copy this and paste it here, and pull this out. So I added to the loop. Now he searches the tree and attacks until broken. Then he grabs wood and brings it to me. Which would be nice, but there's a pause between these. And that makes it not the most effective. So we're just going to go with this guy. Now with the rock, it's a little bit different of a story because there's so much of it. And you have quite a few options here that you can play with. You have repeat X number of times, loop, try, if it fails, do something else. So you have basically if statements, loops, and the loops are infinite loops, which is kind of nice. You can have them say things, do things, print to the log. You can have them put items on the ground. You can have them turn towards the nearest player and change their facial expression, apparently. That's kind of cool. They've got quite a few. And then you've got your math, the stuff that you can do. So if something is greater than something else, grab from there, otherwise don't, kind of a thing. So let's see. Let's try and do this with this guy. So we're going to say we have arrows coming in. Or we had him making arrows. So let's get creative here. Let's take a when play button is pushed. We want to do a loop. Oh, there we go. Let's repeat while. Count number of items in. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. So we're going to say repeat while, count number of items in this chest. Is greater than, we actually want that to be less than. That's a problem. So we only want it to do it if they're less than how many we want. Or less than, let's say 99. Then we are going to have it... Oh, why are we... There we go. So we're going to have it pick up item from Arrowwood. And then we're going to put item in processing table 3. And then we're going to have it craft at item 3. And then place in, I'm assuming? Yep, put item in arrows. Except we're going to put item in a different spot. So we're going to put item in... Whoop, over here, because that's where we're checking from. So now when we run this, it should run until the arrows in here are above 99. Okay, we're approaching 99. We're at 96 out of 99, so we'll let these last couple go. Oh, those guys fell down. They got beat up by a wolf. Okay, so we're at 98, so the next one that drops, he should put it in. And then everybody should finish their iteration and then stop and just hang out here. Because we set a limit. Perfect. So they all stopped because we hit 99. That is exactly what we wanted to happen. So if we do this, we should be able to stop go them again. And then they will go ahead and make another stack for us. So it is that easy to get them set up to do what you want. It's actually kind of neat. I like the freedom there. Their pathing's not awful. It's not fantastic, but it's not awful. You can move things for free. You just hit V, and you can actually take it. And since they're assigned it by name, you don't have to worry about them not taking it back to the correct place. We had a wolf come into camp during nighttime. So let's go ahead and head to that boss. This is the first boss. I'm pretty sure this is where the demo ends, and I have not tackled it yet. We will be doing that momentarily. Alright, here we are arrived at the boss. So let's see if we can figure out how to summon this guy. Two. We only needed 2 of these guys. That's alright. Oh, he's a biggin. Woo! Alright, fairly predictable attack pattern. Summons wolves and mushrooms. Woo! Ooh. Ran out of stamina, couldn't dodge. Got him. Alright, what do you drop, Biggin? Oh, a bunch of bug fragments. Neat. And data of the meadows. And that is the end of the demo. So that's all there is to the demo, but it's a pretty awesome start, and I'm very much looking forward to this game. It looks like it's going to come out towards the end of March, but the demo is free to play, and there are other biomes. If you look up here, there's an edge of some desert up there. So there's some cool stuff to be explored. Get some gardens going and what have you. A second base, always nice. But yeah, I found this little gem and I thought everybody would be interested. It's a new survival game, and the programmability definitely makes it handy. It's obviously got still a little bit of work to go on it, but I feel like it's in a good spot for a demo, and I'm hoping that the release goes well and that they add more areas. So it's kind of like a mix between Valheim and Palworld at the moment, or Medieval Dynasty, with the villagers doing things for you. I like the direct control over the villagers. That's definitely something. The direct control over your partner, the fact that you have a partner, is also very useful. So, but yeah, if you guys learned anything useful or if you had a good time, please don't be afraid to drop a like. If you're feeling friendly, maybe go ahead and subscribe. But either way, have a fantastic rest of your day, and we will catch you next time.